Hello YouTube, my name is Amy with 2 E's and welcome to my channel where I will be sharing a lot of fitness tips, lifestyle, fashion, just overall I want to share good habits that you can implement to have a better lifestyle, right? And that's what I'm currently working on for myself, and I just want to be able to inspire you guys to do the same. So I want to start off by sharing my ketogenic diet journey. It is a very popular, well, it's a very trending diet right now. And actually, when I first got into it, I didn't know how trending it was until I got into it. But anyways, I want to share my journey, my experiences. Do I think this is worth it? Would I recommend it? Possible the things that you can face while, the challenges you can face while doing this diet. I was introduced to this diet by a friend. He's very into fitness and stuff. And I went up to him and I was like, please tell me what to do. I just didn't feel so confident with myself. I didn't feel confident in the bathing suit. I didn't feel confident sometimes in like bodycon dresses. And he just said, you know what, Amy, why don't you do this keto diet that I'm doing? I'm like, okay, well, what is that? Like, I've never even heard of it before he even brought it up. So if you guys don't know what the diet is, it is a high-fat, low-carb, no-sugar diet. So pretty much you cut off a lot of like bread, pasta, potatoes, rice, any grains. Just what most people would think a lot of stuff, but it is kind of a lot of stuff at first when you think about it. But you get used to it. And anyways, and I didn't know there's so much to it until I started doing it, right? The things that you can face, like, I'm like, why am I feeling so sick? Why do I feel so tired? And that's when I started researching and I started learning more about the diet, like, oh dang, like this can happen, oh this is happening because of this, like, why I need to take more magnesium pills, this is why I'm lacking sleep, this is why I can't sleep at night, and etc, etc. So when I first started the diet, I went all in. What I mean by all in is that I did I was doing the ketogenic diet and I was also doing intermittent fasting, because this is how my friend explained to me how the diet works. So I thought it was all together, but really it's just two different things. There's the ketogenic diet and then there's intermittent fasting. But I didn't know that at first. So I thought that this was the whole diet together. That's how it had to be. So the first week, 2 weeks of this diet was so hard. It was so hard. I was literally dead laying on my desk because I was working in the office. Like crying because I was so hungry because I couldn't eat till noon. I had to go 16 hours of fasting. Well, I started 12 hours fasting and then I jumped into 16-hour fasting. Oh, sorry, if you guys don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's going a long periods of time without eating. And anyways, so it was pretty challenging, but within the first 2 weeks, I lost 6 pounds, which, it's mostly water weight at first. And from there, I started measuring myself. I really recommend to measure yourself because that's, where you're going to see the most difference. The weight is something else. What says on the scale is not always true. Sometimes you just actually, have to measure yourself to see the real progress. By the first month, I was so impressed. I was so impressed with all the changes that my body, of all the changes that I saw in my body, right? But let me go ahead and say what were some of my symptoms and challenges I faced while this diet. When you're trying to do the intermittent fasting, you are starving. If you're not used to it, because like I said, I just jumped all in. I was starving at first. I was drinking like a lot of tea. It was hard. It was really hard. I would be tired all the time. Like fog brain and everything. What else? I do remember being tired during the day, but then at night I couldn't sleep. Right? And I was like, why can't I sleep? I'm exhausted all day, but I can't sleep at night. And I'm a very good sleeper. Like, I can sleep. I'm a deep sleeper. And then I did get the keto flu. The keto flu was the worst, and honestly, it's so funny because I was so close to breaking. Like, my mom even saw me like, Mija, like, eat something. I was like, no, Mom, I can do it. Because I was so drained. I was trembling. Like, I just felt really, really sick. But it just literally lasted 24 hours. Just let it off all day. By the next day, I was perfectly fine. So, don't let that defeat you. So one of the things that I noticed as well, besides losing weight, I didn't get bloated when I finished eating. Actually, when I finished eating, I felt a lot, like, very satisfied with my meal. And I'm not very much a veggie person, but I learned to love my vegetables so much on this diet. Another change that I saw is in my skin. So it's like a common issue. You get acne, right? I had even gone to an esthetician to get like a facial, ask her questions like, why am I getting like such a bad reaction in my skin? And she's like, she told me when it's like right here, it's usually in like sometimes your cheek. It has something to do with what you're eating. It's in your stomach. And by this point, before I had even started the diet, I had already cut off, like a lot of junk food, soda. I'm not very much of like a candy person. Neither chocolate. I don't eat chocolate like that to have my skin have such a reaction. So I was like, what could it be? Like I don't eat bad for my skin to be reacting like this. And when I changed to this diet, oh my gosh, within a month, like, I don't have a skincare routine. I really don't. Just wash my face and moisturize. And I saw such an improvement. I was shook. Like, everyone. Like, everyone was shook. Because I didn't do anything besides the way I eat. But I didn't really do anything to my skin to, make it change. I just changed the way I ate. Another thing I was so impressed about with this diet, because sometimes a lot of things like acne, your body, it comes from the insides. There's so much you can do in the exterior, but sometimes it has to do with the insides. So I have suffered a lot with a fungus toe, right? And I always try to put the nail polish. I had to resort to taking the pills because nothing worked for me. And not even the pills worked for me. I took that for 3 months. And nothing. I didn't see a change at all. It just messed up my liver for nothing. After like a month, at the end of the month, I started noticing my toenail clear up. Like, little by little. I was like, what is going on? I kid you not. Like, after a month, I was just so convinced how amazing this diet is. There's so many benefits to it. You just feel overall a lot better. You don't feel bloated. Another thing, this is when I know that this diet was just made for me, because everything that when I did my research, everything that it said that it could improve in, it improved in for me. My energy level. I would always take naps every day. I at least took 2 naps a day. One during my lunch and one after work, because I was just always so tired. And I didn't know why I was just always so tired. I thought, well, I go to sleep late, but it shouldn't be that bad for me to be so tired all the time. And you know how sometimes when you finish eating you get food coma? That was me all the time. So anyways, my overall well-being was just so much more better in this diet. It definitely was a challenge, but the more I saw results, the more I saw change in myself, the more dedicated I was to this diet. And it just really helped me to be disciplined, to eat better. So my recommendation on this, I would recommend to start cutting down the carbs first, and then introduce intermittent fasting afterwards, maybe after like 2-3 weeks. I'd say I want to enter a few pictures, like progress photos of the changes that I had while on this diet. I was on the diet for 6 months or so, a little bit less than 6 months. I'm currently not on a diet anymore because my fitness goals are different. I'm not really trying to lose weight, more like trying to gain weight, gain muscle mass. So I knew by staying on the keto diet I wasn't going to be able to do that. So I have changed my diet now. Once I am at a maintenance level, right, or like trying to cut down again, but overall I do want to go back to this diet 100%, because now that I'm not on this diet anymore, like I'm starting to feel fatigue again. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, I'm having skin issues again. And it's just, it all comes with a package of you know, your fitness journey. You have to see what works for you. You have to play around with the food you eat. Like, you just have to experiment. It's just like a trial and error. That's really what it is. And this trial for me on this ketogenic diet was definitely a success. Anyone who asks me like, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, do this diet. My advice, if you do want to start this diet, just kind of get the basics of it and just do it. Just start it. Because if you want to know more about it and you're just going to be like, well, let me think about it. Like, just do it. If you really have the mindset and to do this diet, just do it. I really do think it's beneficial to anyone. Not everyone has to do it to lose weight. It's just one route you can take to be able to lose weight. I'm going to share a lot more stuff on the keto diet, and once I've, you know, also learned how to gain muscle and like with the diet that I'm trying to do now, I'm going to share those tips as well. Right? But I'm in the learning process of that, trying to gain weight, build a booty. But right now, what I do know, and I guess considering myself an expert in, is on the ketogenic diet. Any questions about it, feel free to leave a comment in the section down below. Would really love to be able to help anyone who's, you know, trying to embark in this journey as well. So thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my video, and don't forget to subscribe.